Very good.
And that's why we are live on the SideQuest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world of Rayman Legends fan fiction, as well as video game news. I am Dolly Domofsky, one of your intrepid hosts. Joining me as usual, the one, the only JJ.
Hello.
The one, the only Sam. What you see blurry.
Hello, the Void has seen it fit to bring me here yet again.
Yes, exactly. And Taylor may join us as well at some point. So yeah, should be a fun show. We're gonna try to keep this a little on the quicker side because I think I'm gonna go see that Oppenheimer film. It's I think it's like at 9:50 showing my time. So I'll get home at 1 something.
I'm saying, you do know how long that movie is, right?
Am I gonna be tired? Of course. It's really weird. Dumb theaters have like, at least the theater that's right by my house has really awkward times. Like you would think there'd be like a 7 o'clock showing. No, there is a 6 o'clock showing and then a 9:50 showing. And I'm like, what about something earlier or in the middle or no?
You know, those peak hour 10 o'clock p.m. Sunday showings.
Yep. Exactly. JJ, you saw a movie that I'm really excited about. I'm going to see in a couple days here.
Fuck yeah.
And you loved it?
Oh, it's so good. The new Ninja Turtles movie.
Nice.
I see that yesterday. It's a hell of a movie, man.
Awesome.
It's and a hell of a soundtrack. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That soundtrack whips ass. It's got
people are saying it's the best Ninja Turtles movie, by the way.
Sure.
Since the first live one, basically.
Yeah, I think
people are saying it's a Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. The critics agree it's a Ninja Turtles movie.
It's a Ninja Turtles movie.
No. It's the first one is a really, really, really good movie, and this one is a really, really, really good movie, and everything in between has been varying degrees of bad. As much as I may love Secret of the Ooze, it's not a good movie. Yeah. Which does have a small cameo in. No, the Ninja Rap appears for.
Does it really? Nice.
The movie,
nice.
But the soundtrack has like ODB like twice in it. It's got like Gucci Mane. It's got the credits theme is a Tribe Called Quest. It's a
nice. It's a Seth Rogen knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But enough about Ninja Turtles. We're here to talk about games. Before I get into games, for those of you in attendance here that weren't on last week's episode, which is everybody because it was just me, I was in Japan and bought up myself a bunch of shit. Like I got that Pyra and Mithra amiibo for like $10 cheaper in Japan. I bought some. Let me show you the Pokemon cards. I used a Pokemon, but see, look, this is where I was. Can I be any more tourist? I don't know. I used a Pokemon
Gaijin as hell.
Yeah, a Pokemon Gacha machine, and these cards came out. And they're nothing that's They're
I think that's
a Mankey here. Yeah. There's a Bronzor or whatever that is. I can't
they're all blurred as hell.
There we go.
That's a real hollow, not a reverse hollow.
It's a real hollow, yeah. And then you get the turtle. That was it for like $8.
And I'm that's the thing. Like, You'll see like on a lot of websites, especially that do like the Japanese like ship to your from Japan to use stuff. Something that's really cool about Japan is that handheld systems are extremely cheap there.
And so I might need to,
So if you need like a GBA or something that is like go the Japanese route, since they're region free, so and they cost a fraction of what they cost. It's like it's cheaper to maybe get one and have it shipped from Japan to you than it is to get one here, because like a GBA SP goes for like, depending on the colorway, from like $100 to $200 depending on which version you're looking for.
That is awesome. I did get something for JJ, and I'm gonna show him right now. I'm gonna mail it out to him this week. I didn't get a chance to before, but I figured I saw it in the airport, and I'm like, oh, that says screams JJ, and essentially. It's a little.
It's my boy.
It's your boy. A little hanging tassel thingy. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a cool little thing. So I'm gonna
hell yeah. My sweet spooky boy. I'm at that
unblur just for you.
Yeah. Anytime I come across anything with Gengar on it, I buy it like at a convention or whatever. It's just where I'm at now.
Yeah, basically, if any developer out there wants to get a raving review, just send JJ a Gengar. Yeah.
You send me, you send me your product
Gengi.
plus a
Gengi.
Gengi.
All right. Let's talk about a little bit of news. There wasn't a ton. Again, thankfully, there wasn't a ton of news this week. We are in the dead zone, which means we can actually play games and enjoy the summer. But there was a little bit of news, and one was so I had heard about a game back in June at Summer Games Fest that somebody leaked to me and said, hey, this game was supposed to be announced at a Nintendo event or some other related event. Didn't get announced. Instead, it took a little bit of time, and then they kept shifting the announcement date, and then the leak started to kind of come out there. I kept this in my pocket. I didn't tell anybody about it. I think I may have kind of roughly told you guys, but then I definitely told Zach. I went in all in because Zach's the fan of the first game. But that's Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 has officially been announced.
Yay.
And now full voice acting is launching with the game this time. Jimmy Neutron's in it. Yeah. He's gonna fight people.
Yeah. Still being published by Game Mill, so
still by Game Mill.
Quarter of the budget that any other studio would give this game.
There's Squidward in a there's our boy in a Witcher ass tub.
Yeah.
Ready to party.
So I guess the big question is somebody who doesn't quite follow the fighting game scene anymore, was All-Star Brawl big enough to necessitate a sequel? And then the follow-up question is, who is everybody's favorite Nickelodeon character, whether they're in this game or not?
First question.
First question. No, it was initially the early buzz around it was extremely positive. It really is actually a pretty good fighting game overall. A mascot fighter. It's probably the best mascot fighter this side of Smash.
Yeah. Is that what is that what the term is now? We're doing them
mascot fighters because there's only a handful of them, and they're just all based, between this Smash and
Multiverses doesn't exist anymore.
I was going to say Multiverses, which is currently like in blackout mode, right?
Yeah,
because until they're finished developing in giant air quotes.
Yeah, they did their like early access, and then the early access ended, and they took it off the market and took it from people's profiles. And
sorry if you paid for stuff during early access.
And so and they haven't talked about it since, which I think I said when that first happened. It's how long until it just they say it didn't come together, so we're not fully releasing the full version. Like, it's especially with the state that Warner Brothers has been kind of in lately. And their sort of attitude towards animation as a whole, which video games to them, I feel like is just an extension of animation.
Yep. It's difficult to make a mascot brawler because the mascots are so. It works for Smash because it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo characters, and it's video games and Nintendo characters. And Nickelodeon All-Star Thing would be a movie or a TV series that would work. It's not a game.
It's so weird because like some of this stuff,
no matter how competent the game is,
like and it has a lot of the problems that like PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale or whatever the hell they called that thing, where you don't really have a library of potential fighters. They may have a lot of characters, but so few of them come across as fighters. Like, yes, Ninja Turtles is a Nickelodeon property now, but nobody considers them a Nickelodeon property. It's one of those weird things. Garfield is in this game, who is absolutely 100% not a Nickelodeon character. It's like putting the Big Daddy in the PlayStation game, where it's like, I guess it's okay. He's been on a PlayStation platform, and I'm sure there's been a Nickelodeon Garfield show at some point, but. It's super weird, and it's fun. It really is a fun game. It was really bad, and like people, and because it was like, me too. But I think with like the FGC was like super hot on it because Smash doesn't play nice.
That's with fighting game community. FGC.
doesn't play nice. And like this was a competent game, sort of being like the people that they had sort of promoting it were like figureheads. I think like Ludwig was doing shit with it at one point or something.
Yeah.
Because that feels like something Zach was talking about. And then it came out and it just sort of disappeared. I think people realized how soulless it was when it was just like zany sound effects without it was quiet. It's like you're playing it and it's like there's barely music and there's some sound effects and like no VO. I mean, they eventually added VO and this is going to launch with VO, but I mean, hopefully they just give the game more personality this time as opposed to, I mean, but it doesn't, based on the look of things, it just looks like it's like 1.5. Like it seems like a step up.
It really does. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
right.
It's you know how the Wii U version of Smash and Smash Ultimate are kind of in a lot of ways the same game. It feels like this is sort of the same lateral move where it's like, yeah, we changed a couple of things. But...
This may be even more lateral because their big selling point is it's all the same characters from before, but now here's one new one, Jimmy Neutron. And they're going to add a few more characters.
Squidward wasn't in the original one.
Right. So but it's going to be, I mean, I'm going to play it for sure. Hopefully we'll get a review code too, but I think these things are kind of fun, but yeah, it's difficult to break into this. I would rather have just a game. I like so the single player campaign, which featuring roguelike elements, I would love to have this as its own kind of big game. Make that sort of the focus of this and have the fighting aspect on par with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Super Mario Crossover? Something like that, where it's just like, it is a roguelike Nickelodeon action platforming game, maybe with some Metroidvania shit with Nickelodeon. Everyone's doing the mascot fighter, and it's yet to work yet. Like Smash doesn't even really make it work.
Right.
Like I don't know what, because there's no like. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the other mode is Mascot Racer, and Disney's trying that out right now. And is that
that thing sucks shit.
Yeah, as they're hoping for.
Yeah. That thing sucks shit.
Those are also difficult. Even Sonic has had a couple stinkers in a row for their mascot racers.
I mean,
the one that had Danica Patrick was actually pretty good. And
I was going to say they've had maybe
one, that Sonic Team Racing, I think it was called. Like that sucks.
Yeah,
but like the one before that, great.
I played that one. That was good. But
Transformed. It was Transformed.
Yeah, Sonic Racing All Stars Transformed.
Yes,
that game's really good. It's actually probably one that might even be like. It's hard to put,
I liked it. That was at least on par with Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, it was. It's not like even Crash Team Racing, that most recent one, was like really, really good. Like
no one's playing them.
No
one's playing.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
No. It's all Mario Kart. And I think
they need to make a Smash Brothers 1990s commercial equivalent for whatever franchise it is. Like I need to see Mickey Mouse kneecapping Minnie or something like that.
Pluto, just still like
Disney fighter.
Maybe not Pluto.
Disney
that's like
fighter
dog abuse. Like maybe like Donald Duck, like sucker punching.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of like any other safe Disney character?
Goofy,
yeah.
No,
I don't know. It just feels like animals punching each other is maybe not what you want. But like I don't know.
Yeah,
one of the best
Mickey Super Brawl. Yep.
One of the best of the new modern Mickey Mouse shorts was when Goofy watches Pluto getting pampered by Mickey and kind of realizes at that time that he's a dog too, and starts doing dog stuff. And Mickey starts like giving him bows, like I get to live on Easy Street now. That's...
Another bit of news. We're gonna move away from actual games to stuff related business-wise to games, and that is that Xbox Q4 revenues are flat. Hardware is dropping for Xbox. It is Xbox consoles are not doing good. Gaming and services are up. That's all Game Pass and some of the third-party stuff. But hardware, including accessories, is dropping like a rock, man. I mean, it's funny because as much as everybody is saying, when's the next Switch? The Switch is old. When's the next Switch coming out? The Switch is outselling the Xbox consoles. Like Xbox has seen a steady decline since that first year that it launched, since 2020. Like there hasn't been, like Series consoles have gone down every year. And the Switch I mean, we bring up the Switch because that's an old ass console now too, but that's still healthy compared to what Xbox is. Xbox is bigger tanks than the Switch is having. It's just a wild thing to think.
It's become, remember back like on the Wii and the Wii U, where it was just like we're all developing for the 360 and the PS3. The Wii gets kind of, or even the Wii U kind of gets left in the dark with some of this stuff. So they just kind of got to make do with what they can get, and it's kind of working in the other direction a little bit. More people are more and more focused on making sure their game works on the Switch,
right?
It's affecting sort of the forward momentum of games. So it's like, why bother getting the Xbox One version when I can just like, I'm gonna be playing it in my bed anyways? Or what? I really would like to know what like Game Pass is doing on PC, like money wise,
how that's doing. Sure,
yeah, because I you would have to think that it's sort of because the games are the same at this point. Like if it's an Xbox exclusive, it's on PC with like, you know, Halo and Forza and all that stuff. And I just wonder how much like PC is sort of like, well, I've already got the gaming PC. Like they're becoming cheaper and cheaper to sort of put together a very, very, very competent gaming PC. So
it'd
be interesting.
We keep talking.
We'll never get those numbers, but
no,
it'll be fun.
We keep talking about, but Game Pass really is the future of Xbox. I mean, it's not their own hardware. Their own hardware is there because they don't have Game Pass on PlayStation or on Switch yet. Once it's on PlayStation and Switch, I think you will not. I think the Xbox hardware division will get.
I bet the accessories part hurts more than the hardware part to them
right now.
Because
yeah,
they've kind of become the de facto controller for the universe, and for good reason.
Yeah,
that's the Series X. That Series X and the Elite controllers are like absolutely the best controllers on the market. I don't think anyone really argued that. So I bet you that hurts more than the hardware sales to them, because I think they kind of expect the hardware sales, especially when they kind of cannibalize their own audience with two different SKUs that kind of offer different experiences for different people. It's weird, but who knows?
It's going to be a while before we actually get some real numbers on that kind of stuff, but it's just going to be, I think it'll be the next couple years, especially after this, now that the merger is done.
You know, the hardware sales would go
pretty soon.
Hardware sales, especially on the accessory side, would go up if they made the those Ninja Turtles controllers.
There you go,
mass market as opposed to little giveaways for.
Yeah.
I love that. Curious. I love that little slice of pizza is just an incense burner. That is so funny.
It's a great idea. The Activision merger. I'm curious to see how next year, this quarter, how things change.
Listen, if we're on Xbox, we got to talk about the actual big Xbox news.
What was that?
Came out. Final Fantasy XIV.
There you go.
Xbox.
That's true.
That's wild. I didn't really ever expect that game to pop up on the Xbox platform. It just sort of seemed like that window has come and gone. But nope, here it comes, and it's going to be fully cross-platform.
Xbox, you can find the info over on SideQuesting.com. Ben, who's out there right now. But the Xbox version has officially been announced, and
they announced full commitment to Final Fantasy and the Xbox on the Xbox like from here on. So I mean, that's pretty much them saying like, listen, Final Fantasy 16 is coming to this thing. Just hold tight.
Eventually, calm down. Yeah.
Did they comment on whether like the Xbox One spec was coming for that game, or if they're just releasing it for the Series consoles?
I think it's just Series.
It's just the Series consoles.
Yeah, I just them saying Xbox version release just makes me
coming to Xbox Series XS with faster loading, 4K support on the Series X, and then there's an open beta scheduled pretty soon for patch 6.5. So the game will be releasing in spring 2024 on Series X. I think in line with the next big DLC chunk.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate seeing the stupid little X for Twitter.
I makes me want to close every window every time I see it.
True. I know, you're right. I want to click on it.
It's right there in the right corner of the right.
But yeah, so there we go. It's huge news. It is.
I like that it's full platform compatibility. Like Xbox players are able to play with PC and PS5 and PS4 and everything. It's like, it's, you know, yeehaw. No game has done that yet. So
yeah. I'm going to be curious to see how it does, because I mean, right now everybody's playing on PC or PS5, probably more on PC than anything else. Right?
It runs really good on Steam Deck. I was blown away by how good it is, how well it runs on Steam Deck.
Excellent. So yeah, I'm curious to see what that does to the market, how much of a bump it's gonna. I mean, it's great to bring this game to everything, right? Obviously, and it's huge for the Xbox audience, especially because if you're a Final Fantasy player, if you're someone who cares about Final Fantasy, you're already playing this on PC or on PS5, you know. But I think what this does, I think what this will do is it'll open Final Fantasy XIV to more.
It's the people that don't think they would like it because it is free to start.
Yep.
Like, you're going to get people, it's like, well, I might as well give it a shot now that it's here and it's free and it's a new game I can download onto my Xbox. And then, you know, you get, you know, a couple hundred people. That's a couple hundred more people that you kind of hooked into the ecosystem. Like, it's, you know, it is Square's game. This is the game that is making Square money, and anything else that any more people they can drag into this.
You're right. Actually, it is. You know what? That's a great point. It is an important move for Square, because Final Fantasy XIV, not that it's, I mean, I don't want to say it's getting long in the tooth. It's not. It's continuing to grow every year, and it's what's making money.
They just announced Fall Guys is coming to Final Fantasy XIV.
But I feel like it may be sort of maxing out with the current platforms that it's on. Like, you're probably not going to get any more PlayStation folks,
and you're reaching end of life on the PS4.
Reaching end of life on the PS4.
On the PS4 because, like, it's going to be like they've.
So I mean, this is probably bigger for Square Enix than it might actually be for Xbox. Now that I think about it. But it's great. It's great for Xbox players. So cool. That's good. Good news. And obviously they.
And I'm 100% certain there's going to be some sweet, and if you've signed up for Game Pass Ultimate, here's your free rewards that you get for Final Fantasy XIV. Here's a mount for you. Here's a warthog mount for you.
An Xbox Chocobo.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they announced Dawn Trail, which is their big expansion coming next year.
It seems like it's their fun expansion. It's the one that's like, everyone, let's just chill out for a minute. We've really put you through the ringer these last couple of expansions. Let's just have some fun.
Yep. One last little bit of news. The PS5 has surpassed 40 million worldwide sales.
It's so weird to see the PlayStation 5 thriving so hard. I don't know. I don't know why. You just look at it, you just see it, and it doesn't seem like it should like sell well, but son of a bitch does it.
So it's still sort of lagging behind the PS4 after the same amount of months and stuff, only because obviously supply constrained early on, and that's what caused the PS5 to not be Sony's fastest selling console. I mean, 40 million is great. It's been 3+ years now, or it's coming up on 3 full years. So those are great numbers. I mean, you're looking at, God, it'll be by the end of this year, you could have 48 million consoles sold, which is 16 million consoles a year. That's pretty freaking awesome. You're looking at 100 million consoles after like 6-7 years right there, which could very well happen for the PS5. For a device that we've all said is just way too big, it's way too expensive, it's way too much, it is selling way too fast. So.
You know what's okay, so I had a ridiculous
There are no games for it, but
there are no games for it. I had this ridiculous moment. So basically for the last several months, I've been playing games only on 2 devices, and that is my Switch and my Steam Deck. Like, that's kind of the extent of I booted up a game on the PS5 very recently, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, fidelity is a thing you can have in these games.
I think summer gaming for me is on the couch, and it's on the outside, on the hammock. Actually, if y'all read my my Kingdom 80s review, which went live a couple days ago, the video is actually from a month ago, but the actual written review, I mentioned how I played that game on the Steam Deck, sitting in the hammock at nighttime, and I think, God, that's the way to play games in the summer. It's just perfect to play them outdoors, you know. And so I have not even been plugging in any of my my Switch is still handheld only right now because I haven't put Zelda in on the dock. I think maybe only one time. But yeah, it's fidelity is important. I think that'll be me in the fall when things start to cool down outdoors. I'll be indoors again.
When I don't have to find myself as close to the air conditioner or an open window as possible.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. Yep. All right. That's it for the news, I think. We can get into some of the games that we've been playing. So I want to start with Sam because we haven't heard from Sam in a couple weeks. Sam, what have you been playing, dude?
Hello.
Cello.
I've been playing the travel game a lot recently. Got a chance to go out and visit my brother in California.
Nice.
All the classics are here. Punch Buggy.
There you
go. License plate bingo.
Jelly Car.
I did get to play one classic on that trip, which is the only reason I bring it up. And that is the Rhythm Heaven arcade machine.
Oh, man. Nice.
There is a incredible swap meet / collectible market. Gosh, I'm going to forget where it is. I'll have to ask my brother for all those local Californians that want to check it out. But on the way out, they had a Capcom, or what is it? Street. Wait, no, what is it? It's Capcom versus what? Marvel versus Capcom.
Marvel
Jesus.
versus Capcom. Okay.
2 machine.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. And then in the corner, there was a Japanese Rhythm Heaven arcade machine, and I went, all right, well, I'm going to need 10 minutes. So played some of that. But no, I mean, I've mostly been playing Zelda. I've also been playing a lot of Death Stranding, the director's cut.
Nice.
Because
on a Steam Deck?
Actually, yes. Steam Deck and my PC, because cloud saves are incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of amazing how well Death Stranding runs on the Steam Deck, considering just how bonkers of a game world that is.
Right.
Yeah. It will let you know when your battery is on the way out of the Steam Deck, because it goes from running well to running like a slideshow at the drop of a hat.
Sure.
Every time I'm like, oh, my battery's almost dead. 2 seconds later, 10% remaining in the corner. I'm like, all right, time to plug you in. Also, I think Death Stranding and Zelda are very similar games. And I'll one day write a magnum opus about it. But the other major hit I've been playing is Pikmin 4.
Ooh, all right.
Yes, because I don't know about you guys, but my Nintendo fanboyism goes Zelda, Star Fox, Pikmin.
Every human being is the same way. Yes.
Yes. Man, I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to check out Pikmin, or if you're.
I played the demo.
Fans.
I own the game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Let me tell you, I recommend don't just restart playing the game because you're like, I played the demo. Now that got the tutorial. You know how to play Pikmin out of the way. Just start playing Pikmin then once the game actually starts. But the most amount of content that's ever been in a Pikmin game. People will tell you about what is the quote unquote end game of this Pikmin. And all I'm going to say is that if you were disappointed by the ports of Pikmin 1 and 2, maybe beat the main campaign of Pikmin 4 and then reevaluate your opinion.
And your life.
And your life. But with that being said, this is honestly the best form of Pikmin that there's been.
Sure.
I am disappointed that we've lost true co-op in Pikmin. It is now just let me run around and I'm going to use the star gun that Super Mario Galaxy had in it, but for now just throwing pebbles at people. So I that's the only real downside, I think, is we lost true co-op Pikmin. But yeah, it's got a lot of new features. The doggo adds to a lot of like interesting content. Being able to send him.
Ochi is great.
Yes,
all the
being
little
able to
Pikmin
send
ride on
him
top
to
of him
pick
when
up
you're running
things.
around.
Yeah, ride him through water, so you don't only just have to carry like blue Pikmin into a new area. Yeah, I think it's definitely feels like one of those games where it's like it's Pikmin 4. Do I have to play 1 through 3? Absolutely not. Like this is like the starting Pikmin for people. Honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't just call it like Pikmin. It kind of does a little bit of alteration to what the canon of Pikmin is. If you believe in canon for
Pikmin canon, yeah.
Anyone that follows me on Twitter knows that I like to post what's the conversation on GameFAQs is of the day, and that was definitely like a list of things retconned. Pikmin was one of the top comments. I thought it was really funny.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I love the camera angle in this. By the way, they changed the camera angle from previous Pikmin games too.
So yes, it is definitely by default like a little bit like lower, more cinematic if you want to call it that.
Sure.
I think that gets in your way a handful of times. And like there's no way to really adjust the depth of the camera, but if you swing it like above your character more, it zooms out. So like that works, but then if you're trying to look at something in the distance, like that doesn't really achieve that goal for you. And they also, the button layout in this game is kind of a mess. Like they've definitely run out of like buttons and different combinations of buttons to make the things they want to have happen in this game happen on the controller. And they kind of relieve that. You now have like a shortcut menu, so you can map like just about any of your keys to the D-pad like anywhere. So like you can use it as like a macro pad. So like I have mine that I can switch between Ochi and I kept calling him Odie the whole game.
Fair.
You can switch between yourself and the dog. And then I also have it to, you can disband where they separate out into their different like colors and stuff. I have that on a quick key too. So, it's the most customizable from a gameplay standpoint. There's more stuff to do in it. The Dandori battles are also there.
Interesting.
The quote unquote final boss is a Dandori battle. And I think you actually do have to sort of understand how to play Pikmin to be able to beat that like main story quest final boss. But other than that, like the Dandori battles aren't really, other than the first kind of the first kind of one to show up and show you what it is and the kind of the micromanaging thing. That's only the only one you need to sort of get yourself further into the game. And then it's just kind of, if you choose to engage with that content. I don't know if we've gotten to it in this video, but the Piccolopedia is very cool. So when you're not in the mission, you can basically look at any enemy that you've engaged with before and run a trial run of them. So you can run in with a bunch of different Pikmin. So, if maybe you're like, oh, maybe it would be convenient if I froze him and then hit him with some, fire Pikmin or whatever, red Pikmin. You can try those sort of things out in a safe environment and not risk losing. It does also have the rewind feature, which now if you get murdered around the corner and lose 50 Pikmin in one engagement, you can back it up a certain amount of time or like at certain intervals throughout the day and have not lost anything. And, it allows you to try things and not feel like you have to.
I'm okay losing my explorers, but if I lose one freaking Pikmin, I'm like heartbroken.
Well, so it's about to talk about the rewind time. So like, as somebody who's played Pikmin before, I was okay if I would lose like, a handful of red, blue Pikmin here. But in this game, you collect onions to get the Pikmin to then like join you. And if you haven't found an onion for that color of Pikmin yet, you can't grow any more Pikmin. You can't store anymore. So like early on, I had found like 10 rock Pikmin, but I had never found their onions. So they were like precious rock Pikmin. So I had to make sure that like if I ever wanted to use them, like I specifically went to my base, got them out, and brought them out because I was like, no, you guys are special. You stay in here. Yeah, I mean, it's Pikmin's so good.
Yeah,
I
love it. I
wish
love Pikmin.
they do have these 2-player Dandori battles just because it splits its split screen during those, but for some reason they decided this co-op that we've had in at least one, if not two, of the future titles in this numbered game. Let's take it out. Let's not do that. Coming soon to the Nintendo expansion pass, I'm sure.
There you go. There you go. Pikmin 4. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I own it. Just haven't been able to touch it because I'm still plowing through Zelda.
Yeah, that was the problem. I told myself when I was flying to California, like, I need to finish Zelda, so then I can really engage with Pikmin. And then ended up like sleeping on the flights for the most part.
Yeah.
And so I didn't play any Zelda. And then I got home and I was like, well, I guess it's Pikmin time. And then I haven't played Zelda since then. Today was the first time I played a little Gran Turismo 7 because I was like, well, I might as well drive around Spa-Francorchamps because that's where the Formula 1 race was.
There you go. That's true. Yeah, it was a great race too.
I booted up Gran Turismo 7 for the first time in like 2 months today too. So I don't know. That just
excellent. We're gonna talk real quick about what JJ and I have been playing. We both got a code for the same game. Yeah. So let me
I want to hear your opinion first.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So I played this game on the airplane.
Is this Number and Trees games you guys were talking
about?
No,
I did a lot of that. Yeah. Listen, this is Mr. Run and Jump, which is it is sort of a half. I mean, you can explain it better than I can, JJ. But it's sort of like a remake of a game that
never existed.
Didn't exist, and it's not an endless runner. It's more of like Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more like like VVVVV.
Yeah, VV, exactly. Yeah, and it's just you have like four or five moves. It's like you can jump, you can double jump, you can jump off walls, and you can do a sort of dive forward.
Yeah, they've got this roll move that sort of triples as things. Like the roll also leads you into your long jump, which also like you can do a dive into a roll.
And so the whole purpose of this game, and you saw that trailer right there, and I'll play it again, is
this is how the game starts
off like this. It starts off like this is like Atari 2600 style, and all of a sudden they're like, what the hell happened? Why do you get
a modern dimension? Yeah.
And you're following your little dog go around too. And it's really just make it to the end of these levels. And it looks terrifying. And some of these levels I had to redo over and over again because you lose. There's there is a helpful, like they give you a superstar that lets you bypass everything, but you can't collect any of those little shards. Now those shards, collect those and you get you open up like basically there's like all these crazy levels afterwards, which is what a whole separate world.
It does that Meat Boy thing.
Yep.
In that sense, where it has like it's actually kind of easy to just blister through and beat the levels, but your brain playing this game cannot ignore the shards, and there's like other like the secret rooms to get like the stuff, and it's just like I could probably have blistered through this game in a pretty quick order because it's not a big game. Hard,
and
it's not super big, but like it's super hard if you're trying to collect the shards and collect the secrets.
So my first time playing through the game, I got through the first world without ever using that superstar, and I felt pretty proud of myself.
I haven't used it yet. So.
Yeah, and then I got through the second world, and I got through most of that. I was pretty happy, and then things got wickedly difficult for me. First of all, I love these kinds of games because I actually like to get stupidly frustrated like this with these stupid frogs jumping. I hate the frogs. I loved it.
I hate the frogs in this game. They're terrible. Because
they are. But and so I ended up loving like failing enough times. Then I'd get the superstar, and then I'd play through the level with the superstar, and then I'd go back and replay it without, because then I got a sense of an idea of how to accomplish certain things.
The levels aren't big, so you can if you just want to blister through them, you can kind of just map them out pretty well in your head.
So they're not big, but the problem is the restart if you fuck up at the very end of a level, you could be dropped down to some place, which is like, you could lose. I mean, each level is like maybe 20, 30 seconds at most, but there's a lot, like having to go through that little zigzag area.
Yeah.
And you fuck up one time and you're all the way to the back. I mean, it's a bad feeling, but I mean, overall, I really enjoyed this game. I was surprised at how much I liked this game. Because last week or a couple weeks ago, JJ played a game, Gimmick, which was sort of like this.
It's very similar.
Very similar. It was difficult because it was poorly designed. Difficult in the level layouts, and look at the level design in this is terrific. Design.
It's 110% designed to be speed run. Like everything.
Yes, it's a speed running game. Yep.
It's kind of like those. There's certain like Mario Maker levels.
I was going to mention this feels like like they're like, oh shit, some people love these dumbass Mario Maker levels. Let's make a whole game like that. And
where it's like it's really designed to be played by pushing forward and never stopping.
Yes.
And just knowing when to push jump.
Yep. It's all that. It's a more of a, because that it feels more like a rhythm game.
Yeah.
You're not timing to the music, but you're timing to your mental.
These fucking shards are leading you to
death. They're leading you to death is what they're leading you to.
But it's also the best line if you want to be as fast as possible.
Yeah, you guys were, referencing Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. There's going to be a moment in this trailer here shortly that's been triggering me the whole time we're watching it, where there's a line clearly if you go down there. And that's where the intended route, if you want to get all these shards, are, but you can do the safety jump that they just did. There's something about these animations too, just from watching it. Like one of them just looks that it's clearly like Mario's Yahoo jump.
Yeah. Oh no, it 100%
animation into a roll and stuff like that. Like it feels like it definitely feels like it has that language of a game that you've known for 10, 15 years vaguely, but maybe it was like your neighbor's game that you always played going over there, and this is the re-release.
So this level right here, let me get to the play this real quick. Hold on. This level right here, okay. Now the cool thing is with some of these levels, so he's rolling across here, then he jumps and double jumps and gets these guys, moves around. You can kind of make your way through here and escape this way, but there's the other room, so you can hop into this other room over here and then hop back out and go back down and collect the shards that you haven't collected before.
And those glowing rooms, those rooms that are glowing are sort of the secret rooms, and they're hard to get into, and you kind of need to understand, like, it's like a little single frame, like usually a single screen room where you just have to put all of your skills to the test to get the collectible that's in it and go on.
And there's a little bit of like claw action that you got to do, because you got to
there's
press certain buttons and hold things and do stuff, but you get used to it very quick. I was actually surprised because these Atari remake games, there was the other one too that was that we reviewed. There
was that one really bad one that was just like the mashup game that I didn't like.
That
but
was
all of those neon ones that are out as recharge games.
The recharge stuff, they've done a great job.
And this one feels like it's like designed to be like, this is the recharged version of a game that never existed. Like, it's Centipede recharged or whatever, but it's Mr. Run and Jump recharged when this game didn't exist.
And
which is they also did put out a 2600, like you get a cart of like a 2600 version of this game that runs on 2600 hardware and stuff.
It's so cool. But yeah, it's I enjoy it.
I will say one thing about this. You can't, they did it themselves on this trailer, but by default the bloom is up to like 100 on this thing, and it looks like shit. It makes everything washed out, and like it's trying to simulate as if you're playing it on an old like Asteroids cabinet, that vector art that with that phosphorus glow and everything, and it sucks. I cannot do it. It ruins the game for me. So
one thing that is neat though is that you hit one of the settings buttons and it'll change from Mr. Run and Jump to Ms. Run and Jump to Run and Jump.
Yeah, you get to choose your pronouns on the title screen.
It's kind of a simple little thing. It's a simple little thing. But yeah,
one final
go ahead.
question. You mentioned that most of the levels are like 30, 40 seconds. Is that like kept throughout most of the game? Because the thing that drives me nuts about these games are when like difficulty is just extended for how long are you suffering.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not not so much that the move set is hard or the the level itself is difficult. It's just that it's throwing
It becomes an
15 tough
endurance
jumps
run.
at you
Right,
for a minute and a
right.
half.
Yeah.
Where every other level is like 15, 20 seconds. So
there aren't any like endurance run levels that I recall.
No,
in
I don't
this,
remember
you know.
anything being
Yeah.
longer than a couple of minutes at best.
Yep,
Like,
at best. And even then,
Yeah.
it's like there are little areas where you can kind of take a break and go into duck in
Yeah.
a different room and then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, this you may or may not be into this kind of game. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll probably be on sale at some point
Yeah,
for like
it's
a
like
really
this game is
tangible
definitely
price
not
too.
on
Yeah.
my like favorites of the year list, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean I didn't really thoroughly enjoy my time
Yeah,
with this.
I enjoyed my
cheesy
time
little
with this
game.
too.
Yeah.
And then, again, I'm looking forward to this being speed run and seeing how
Yeah,
people
I
this
wanna
is
see more
definitely
people.
something that could be on like a summer games done quick type of
We'll see
thing.
this on the
So,
stage, PAX East stage next
yeah,
year.
there you go. There you go. So yeah, Mr. Run and Jump.
Yeah.
Out now.
Out now.
And JJ has also been playing another game that's out now, and I'm going to
Yeah.
share the trailer for that. He's playing a game called Halo. No, just kidding.
Halo Infinite. It is a new game from this.
It is Crime O'Clock, everybody.
Crime O'Clock with an unfortunate title card, which we will not get into. This game is extremely good. It is a time travel detective game, but it's also like I don't know what you call it, like like find like I spy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the genre is called, but it's a static photo that you're trying to find. And a time anomaly has occurred. It's something that shouldn't have happened, and you have to sort of track down what happened, why it happened when it shouldn't have, and all this stuff. And so you got all these like. You find like the first thing usually is what you do is like when it first takes you into the picture, you got to find out what happened. And so you got to like look around the picture and then like you click on where you find the issue and it'll highlight it and then it'll start giving you some clues and you've got to sort of work your way. It's got this little, I want to go to just a screen on this trailer like that has them playing it. A Star Fox Zero trailer. Okay, so just pause here for me. This is easy enough. All right, so if you go to the very top of the screen, you see there's that thing that says tick 1. That's sort of where you are in the time of the photo. Tick 1 is sort of the beginning of the timeline, and usually around, tick 9, 10, 11, whatever it is the end of the timeline. It's all during one day. And so like you'll start and like you'll have to go forward to see what happened after the crime. And then once you figure out sort of what happened after the crime, you need to follow the person back in time to see where it started and why it started and what caused it. And it's usually like, again, this is a time travel game. It's about finding anomalies are causing disruptions in the timeline. And so, but it's all done with, this I Spy style, find it in a picture thing. And it's fun too, because you see things going on that have nothing to do with the storyline. Going on, like other stories that you know nothing about kind of playing out in the background here. It's really cute. And you've got other tools to your at your disposal. Sometimes you'll have to do these like things where it's like you got to like solve a little puzzle.
Was lover.
Find a little puzzle. Like the first mission is like it's definitely not Guns N' Roses, but it 100% is Guns N' Roses. And you have to figure out if Axel did kill Slash, basically. It's goofy, but everything's animals. They're all animals in this. But you can see all those are like little mini games that you have to play to like sort of learn some clues and like decipher some
data extraction.
Yeah. And there's a little like a tuning fork thing I saw earlier, and one of the things that I had you pause on earlier, and it helps you like find what you're looking for when you don't know by like hitting it, and it's like a time fork, and it'll go like
the pitch,
cold.
basically.
Yeah, it's you're cold or you're hot, and once you find you hit the ones that are hot, and you can kind of triangulate yourself to find what you're looking for in the image and stuff. It's really fun. It's an absolutely it's a blast. I've been playing it on my laptop. Because that's kind of the ideal way. Like it's on the Switch, it's Steam Deck compatible. It plays really well on the Steam Deck because of the touchpads.
Oh, so it is touchpad. Okay.
Yeah, because it only plays it. There's really no real significant controller support. I don't know how the Switch version will play at all. I have to assume that the right joystick acts as a mouse cursor, because that's really the only real way to play it. But see, Axel Blood. So
Axel Blood.
That's not Axel
cool.
Rose. It's
how does it move fairly quickly when you
solve
puzzles?
Yes, it moves in it. I think like each puzzle that I've solved has taken me about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And that's taking into account that I kind of get lost in looking for where am I supposed to look now? A cool feature is like when you find, because if you look at some of the screens, you'll see that it has all of the stuff that you found on the screen, and they're kind of attached to one another. You can actually sort of follow. Yeah. You can actually sort of follow the threads that are kind of faintly
like that. Okay.
Yeah, and so you can sort of keep track of it that way. You can turn that stuff off too if you just want to look at the photo and try to figure it out. But cool. It's really cute, but it's also it's a legitimate murder mystery game. It's cool. The time thing works really well. The information age, which is like the modern age, and there's the lost age, which is a time of this age. This is the lost age right here. And it has these magic portals that people can teleport through. So it's there's a lot of information that we've lost and there's actually a story here, and there's a significant story, and it's hard to kind of go into it without any sort of spoiling anything. But there's definitely some machinations going on in the background throughout everything. It's
a cool idea for a game.
It's a cool idea for a game. It plays really well. I love this
visual style too.
Yeah. It's
black and white,
and so it's got 5 worlds, and each world has a bunch of different iterations of it, because it the picture changes with each forward tick of time, telling the story. So you may go back to the picture later on and go through a whole new case, and it'll be things that you had been looking at this entire time that you didn't know was going to be a murder case going forward and stuff. So there's some interesting stuff going on.
Awesome.
It's really fun. There's a lot of small details that are really fun. A lot of fun references hidden throughout, because it is that kind of thing. It's Where's Waldo, where it's just sometimes you just see this is definitely a scene from Aladdin, but it's definitely not Aladdin, but because it takes place in a fake Middle Eastern town, it's of course there's Aladdin and Jasmine and a magic lamp, but they're cats hanging out on top of a pyramid somewhere. Sure. But I loved this. This was a hoot.
Cool. Crime O'Clock.
Crime O'Clock.
Love it. We get, summer is great for these kinds of games where
this is a great summer game. This is 100% sitting in a hammock and just poking around at a screen trying to, and you're not really ever there's no risk to just playing around with it. You're not the words are escaping me right now. Holy
That's
crap.
right. It's Sunday evening.
Yeah. It's there's no punishment.
Pressure.
There's no punishment.
Okay.
Yeah. You just kind of keep if you poke the wrong thing, is this it? It just says, no, that's not it. Don't worry. Keep going.
Cool.
Keep looking.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not like some of those things like Phoenix Wright, where it's if you give the judge too many wrong evidences, he's just okay, your client's guilty then.
That's awesome. Well, that's cool. Crime O'Clock available on Steam and Switch, basically.
The Switch, I know for sure. I don't know about the other platforms.
I don't think it's on anything else yet, but
those are the only 2 platforms that make sense to me in a way.
We need to do we should do our list of games to play in a hammock.
Hammock games.
That, and then Kingdom 80s is a great hammock game, and Maybe even Pikmin 4 could be a good hammock.
Tents
game.
and trees.
Tents and trees. There we go. Hammock games. Yeah, that's the name of our podcast this week. Hammock games.
Hammock games.
All right, good stuff. Well, it's Sunday. I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer here in about 45 minutes, and I just chugged the whole thing of iced coffee. And I'm gonna take a 5-hour energy drink that'll get me through most of the movie.
Did you see how big the IMAX version of Oppenheimer is? That's real.
Oh, really?
It is 600 pounds, and if you laid the film out, it's 11 miles.
Oh, yes. So... Cannot wait. Cannot wait. That's I think that's the version that I might no, I've seen the standard version. Oh well.
Just a disgusting example of human exuberism.
Yeah, exactly.
You're spitting in the face of Christopher Nolan by going to see it digitally in a normal screen.
Anything else.
Yeah.
Well, he hand painted each frame.
Yeah. We'll have more reviews coming up because I'm reviewing a couple other games that are out. Yeah, I have a Dave the Diver code that I'm kind of playing through.
Oh man, that game!
And I have Lisa, the Lisa kind of duality, which I'll get onto those next.
I got nothing right episode. Now. I'm hoping to get. I think you know what code I'm hoping.
Yeah. He wants the Starfield code, which is gonna be great.
Yeah. You know me. I've been talking about.
But
that
yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming in. I know Baldur's Gate 3. We just got a code for that one, so we'll be reviewing that. I think that comes out next week. Probably. Or end of this week or something next week or something. I don't know what it was.
I feel like I've been seeing Baldur's Gate at every PAX I've gone to since post-pandemic. So I'm kind of sick of Baldur's Gate.
That game has been in like early access. A lot of people have been playing it forever in like early access and preview and shit. So Zach will be reviewing that for us. So I'm curious to see his thoughts, and then I'm sure there'll be other stuff. And we're trying to get codes, obviously. But with that said, it's Sunday evening, and we're gonna sign off. I'm hoping you guys and gals and pets who are watching this episode had a great time, as much of a great time as we did putting together. Look at that. It is less than 1 hour. Had we had Zach or Taylor, here, this would be a 4-hour episode, and I'd be missing Oppenheimer, but we did not. So record breaker. But with that said, thank you, JJ, for joining us. Thank you, Sam.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right. And JJ is going to be our sole representative at PAX West. So please, developer friends, inundate him with games to check out. And
it's already starting to roll in. The Nintendo shit looks sick.
I want to hear he was too busy to see things.
Sorry, I was too busy.
If I have to miss either of the Mario or Zelda concerts because of you people out there, I'm gonna be never gonna hear the end of it.
No, and then make sure you also go to the PAX West party list 2023, where we're listing all the stuff. There's already a few little things going, but there's gonna be a lot more.
I need you at PAX West next year, and I need you to find what the place to have the West party like we have for the East party now.
This I think next year will be a definite good possibility for me because it is I think next year could definitely happen. This year there's a big event that I'm kind of helping plan here, so next year like PAX West, and maybe I'll wear my cool, check this out, I freaking love it, the wave. It's awesome. Yeah, this was bought in the airport terminal in Haneda Airport.
Yeah, in Japan, where all of the best local
brands.
So with that said, we'll see you all. Oh yeah, check us out at SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch. Please, on your podcast viewer, watcher of choice, hit like on this video. That help. Honestly, it does help. Even I personally hit like on our videos. JJ and Sam, it'd be nice if you guys hit like on our videos. But definitely viewers, listeners, hit like on the videos.
Never appear on my recommendations. I don't know.
What that's why. That's why. If you hit like, they would appear. You can search to Twitch or YouTube. And then obviously podcast. If you listen to us on like any podcasting service.
Not Stitcher anymore. That's for Stitcher.
Give us 5 stars. Yeah,
wrap it up. Get it under an hour. You've only got 30 seconds to get under an hour.
Find you in Discord. We'll see you in the next episode of the Side Quest. Bye-bye.